He's the NFL Network analyst. He's Kurt Warner back on the show. Kurt, how are you?
I'm good, Dan. How are you?
I'm good. I was just thinking about a quote that you said on our air that certainly made national headlines, and this was a while ago when you were talking about when you were backing up Eli Manning. And I'm going to paraphrase, but I think you said at the time he appeared a little lost at that position. What was Eli like then? And you see what he's going through now. So what's lacking here?
Well, I mean, at that time it was more just being a rookie and the game moving fast and not having the ability when he first went in to just be able to slow the game down, and see the things that he needed to see. Nothing uncommon for a rookie. But right now, I don't think the issues are as much with Eli as it is the guys around him. And I look specifically at Hakeem Nicks, is that he's such a dynamic playmaker, but, with that foot injury, he's not the same guy right now. And so, the guy that used to be the go-to guy, any one-on-one situation where Eli had that comfort zone, he's struggling right now. He's really just becoming a guy because of that injury. And with that, it takes the focus off of him in that offense and puts it on other guys. And outside of Victor Cruz, I'm not sure they have any guys, although different guys have stepped up at different times. I'm not sure they have a go-to guy. And so if Hakeem Nicks isn't going good, you're not running the football, and teams can focus more on Victor Cruz, this team is going to struggle. And that's what I see right now is, forces Eli to hold the ball or try to force things, the interceptions that are happening. So this is a cumulative thing. This isn't, in my opinion, on Eli.
The role of backup quarterback. Now we're seeing guys, including tonight, we have Jason Campbell and Colin Kaepernick who are going to start for the Niners and Bears respectively. But if you what is the ideal situation for a backup quarterback? If you're the coach, because you were older, seasoned veteran there, you had had success and you're backing up Eli Manning. You weren't a threat to him per se, but now if you have a younger guy who's talented, it can't, like the Jets. I mean, it can't foster good communication or chemistry or confidence, can it?
Well, yeah, I think it's hard, and a lot of it just comes down to the character of the guys in that room. But you're right. I mean, when you have young guys that are competing and their whole career is ahead of them, it's a difficult situation, from the standpoint that the starter wants all the reps, wants to get every opportunity. Like in some of these situations like the 49ers, you put Kaepernick in there or even Tebow, you put those guys in there for a period of time, and if they have any kind of success, everybody thinks, well, if they're having success with 5 plays, we need to give them 10. If they're having success with 10, let's give them 20. And so, yeah, it fosters a unique kind of competition within a team that I don't think necessarily is always a good thing. But the thing about these two guys tonight, I think you have to like the fact that the way these two teams play with great defense, good running games, that it at least gives these teams an opportunity to have success even with their backup quarterbacks.
Give me the team right now that you would put a week's pay at the NFL Network on to win a big game.
To win a big game?
Yeah.
Patriots. Yeah, I mean, I just think that
even without Gronk.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're talking, right after that injury, that changes things a little bit. I like the way Denver's playing right now. Defense is playing good. Peyton's playing great. He's got his playmakers playing well. So, teams that can score a lot of points are the teams that I like. So, I would probably go Patriots if they're a little healthier. Otherwise, I might go Denver right now.
What happens? We talk about this all the time with system quarterbacks. That Joe Montana was in a system, and Steve Young, and is Tom Brady in a system?
Yeah, we were all in a system. The goal for any great quarterback to be great is you have to play to the strengths of that quarterback, and so we're all system quarterbacks. That's why it's so difficult for guys to go from one place to another and have the same type of success because, things are so different. And I'll point to my situation from St. Louis to New York. That system in New York just didn't fit what I did. First we were going to be a run-first football team. Second, it wasn't as timing-oriented as what I like to do. So it just didn't fit me. And, you could muddle through it and find ways to win and do those kinds of things, but you couldn't play the way the way that you wanted to play. And I think that's another aspect of what makes what Peyton's doing so impressive. And I know
isn't he the system? Peyton is his own system.
he's part of his own system, and I know he's brought in a lot of plays that he's comfortable with. But still, to make that kind of a change with new personnel, teaching those guys how to run the system or do the things you want them to do, and plus having, I'm sure, input from a whole different staff that wants to do some different things, that's one thing that makes it so impressive that he's having so much success so quickly.
I also look at Brady, and I think he makes players a lot better than what they really are, because when they leave New England, they disappear. And you don't have necessarily great running backs there. Why doesn't Brady get more credit for not having as much talent around him? It's basically he's with Belichick, and it seems like that may take away a little bit of the credit that Brady deserves.
Well, I still think Tom gets the credit. I mean, I still think we all consider him one of, if not the best quarterback of our era. So I think he gets credit. But you're right. I was just telling somebody from the network that, I want to focus a little more on Tom this next week because I agree. We're talking about Matt Ryan and we're talking about Peyton, and rightfully so, they're having great years. But, we kind of miss on Tom Brady because he's done it so well for so long, regardless of the situation. And I just think they do a tremendous job of understanding matchups. And and Tom does a great job of understanding those matchups and finding the right guys that maybe they're not the most talented, but I think Gronk, I think Welker, I think Hernandez, those guys are horrible matchup problems for other teams, and they do a great job of exploiting that. And obviously, like you said, great quarterbacks always make good players better, and Tom and Peyton and all those guys do that. And so I'm sure he doesn't quite get the credit he deserves right now. But when it's all said and done, I don't think there's going to be any doubt we consider him one of the best ever.
He's Kurt Warner from the NFL Network joining us, Dan Patrick Show. What's it like? You see Matt Ryan throw 5 interceptions. Because you can be,
you can ask me this question.
Yes,
What's it
I
like to throw 5 interceptions? Yes, I know that feeling. I know that feeling very well.
But what is it like after you've thrown your third?
It's one of those things that, Matt kind of mentioned in his press conference afterwards. He said, you got to forget about the last play and move on to the next one. And you really have to do that. And I think that's what makes great quarterbacks great, is that they can throw 3 interceptions, and it doesn't change the way they play. Now, they might be having an off day, and they might throw 2 more, but they don't allow it to change them. I think, some quarterbacks, they make a couple mistakes, and they get gun-shy, and I don't think those quarterbacks ever get to the top level in the league, because you've got to keep swinging, and you've got to understand you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to have some bad games, but you can't lose that edge, and I think that's the key, and that's why, like you said, there was a number of times where I threw 5 interceptions where it was like, okay, I've thrown 3, I made some bad decisions, but I'm going to make the play the next time to help our team win, and the next time maybe it didn't work out in my favor either, but I was going to keep trying because that was the way that I played the game.
You can catch him on the NFL Network's Game Day Morning every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Also, you're doing that Ultimate Football Experience again?
I am. Our fundraiser for our foundation, the Ultimate Football Experience, is a unique experience for average, everyday businessmen, businesswomen that want to come out and experience something unique. We do a flag football tournament where we invite different teams to come in. We team them up with some of the best players in the league. We've had Aaron Rodgers out, Matt Ryan, who we've talked about, Joe Flacco, Larry Fitzgerald, and a number of others. We team them up with one of those guys to be their all-time quarterback, and we go through just a fun day, fun experience to mingle with these guys, to compete with and against these guys, and really a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And Amway Nutrilite is sponsoring it, and they're giving away an opportunity for somebody to join us this March here in Arizona for that event. So if anybody wants to come experience what football is like and hang out with some of the best in the NFL, they can go to Facebook.com/NutriliteUS and enter for an opportunity to win a chance to come out and join us.
It's good to visit with you. I saw where the Steelers' Byron Leftwich is out, so they're going to be interviewing quarterbacks. Could you give a couple plays to the Steelers right now?
It's one of those things, Dan. I keep telling people, it looks so much easier from the couch that I sit here and I feel good and I watch the film and I go, you know what? I could do that better than these guys right now. But I'm not naive or ignorant enough to think that I could definitely walk back out there and play Would it be fun to see? Yeah, it'd be fun to see. But yeah, I'm not ignorant enough to think after 3 years off that I could step back out there and do what these guys do on a normal basis.
But if there was a system you were going to go into right now, one game.
Yeah, it'd be the perfect system. I've been in a system. I've been with Todd.
But you don't want to have the Steelers. You want to have the Patriots, don't you?
Well, yeah, I'd like to go to the Patriots.
Yeah, any one you want. If you can just pick one system to play one game in.
Oh, wow. With the guys that they have there?
Yes.
Or just a system in general?
No, you're taking out the quarterback, and you're the quarterback one game.
Man, that's a good one. Wow. That is a good, tough question. I tell you what, I love what Atlanta is doing right now. I might take that Atlanta system, but, yeah, it would be hard to turn down what the Patriots are doing and playing with the tight ends inside and Wes Welker. Man, there's some good offenses out there. It'd be fun to play in a number of them.
Good to visit with you again. Tell Brenda I said hello, Kurt.
I will. Thanks, Dan.
All right, Kurt Warner, NFL Network.